And welcome to another edition of Visit Las Cruces Live, the Real New Mexico podcast. I'm your host, Ed Garnathan, and we're going to take a look at behind the scenes of upcoming events here in the Las Cruces area, ideas of fun things to do, tourism and travel insight, and a whole lot more. Joining me this week, we're going to talk about some of our museums that we have here in the Las Cruces area. And with me is Mina Stafford. She's the museum manager here at the Las Cruces Museum of Art. Mina, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Great place, downtown Las Cruces. One of our gems, of course, here in the Las Cruces area. We have some wonderful museums, and this is one of them.
Yes, I think it's a really great way of highlighting local culture, but also bringing international culture to Las Cruces.
Yeah, always changing here at the Museum of Art. You guys have some displays for a number of weeks. Usually, how long do they last?
It's about 3 to 4 months, and then it takes us about a week or two to tear it down and put up a new one. So
that's got to be a process. Huh?
Oh yeah, we have a whole team that's what they do.
There's procedures and stuff, right? You have to be safe. You have to be careful with it. It's a process, I imagine.
Oh, definitely.
You guys right now have a wonderful collection in here, really cool looking. I was just kind of walking around and checking it out. Talk about the display you guys have right now.
So the exhibit right now is called Embracing Masters, Parody Art from the David Lyman collection. And so David Lyman is actually a local resident in Las Cruces who has collected this art over his lifetime and wanted to be able to show it to the public. It was interesting. He was in here earlier, and he was saying it was weird seeing the painting that's normally on his bedroom wall in a museum.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. You know? Anyway, so right now, like I said, it's parody, but like I said, we do change frequently. I believe opening in May is a new exhibit called Luster, which is going to be hyper-realistic paintings of automobiles, motorcycles, transportation kind of things. And we're looking forward to that too.
Now, you've been here since 2022. Came in and took over as the museum manager. You've worked at other museums around the country. How does this one compare to others?
So the thing that struck me the most here is that changing exhibit gallery concept. Before, I worked at a large aircraft museum that pretty much has the same static collection sitting on the grounds all the time. Right. But here, they make a point of changing the exhibit regularly so that if you saw it last year, you didn't see what it is now. For example, last year we had an exhibit called Washi Paper. Well, absolutely no washi paper in this exhibit. So, so you got to come and see it again. But then we also offer studio programs to share art techniques and skills with the local community.
You're educating the community as well.
Yes.
Now, you guys here at the Museum of Art, always free, as is all the museums under the City of Las Cruces banner. Tell everybody the days, the hours, and any other information, the website, if they want to find out.
Okay.
More information.
So we are open Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Friday is from 10 to 4:30, and then Saturday we're open an hour earlier from 9 to 4:30. The website is on lascruces.gov/museums. And we also have social media on most platforms. I believe it's LC Museums.
Okay. On most, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.
Yes.
Right? All right, now you guys have had some incredible displays over the years. I can remember coming in here and seeing many displays over the years. But like you said, it's always changing, right? How do you guys decide that? Like what's coming up next? Are you looking at multiple different collections and deciding which one comes next?
So the one thing that I think is a really great advantage is connection to the local community. We often have local art collectors like David Lyman or local artists or curators who put together exhibits that we then help them put up here in this exhibit gallery. But then we also contract with international exhibit, traveling exhibit companies to bring things in. For example, another one that's coming up in May at the Brannigan Cultural Center is going to be dealing with producing tequila in Mexico. So it's, again, like I said, a traveling exhibit that we're bringing in to share that part of Mexican history with the local population.
Wonderful. Great deal. But again, lots of awesome things here at the Museum of Art. And again, I highly suggest to everybody out there to come by and check it out. Lots of great things here. You know, we talked a little bit earlier before we went on that, you know, you get a lot of visitors coming in from outside the area, and people love art. I know we're always suggesting when people come into our visitor center, hey, go up and check out the 3 museums that are side by side up the street from us. Also the Railroad Museum, that's a great one as well. In fact, Norm and I will be doing a podcast at each of the museums over time, and we'll get them all covered. But like you said earlier, the collections that you guys display in here, those are visitors as well, right? They're coming from all over the country, internationally, like you said. But, you know, just some great stuff.
Yeah, and then to add to what's on the wall, we do programming.
Right.
So depending on the Saturday you show up, we may have a big event going on or just a little craft activity in the lobby or something. Coming up here, April 19th, we're going to have our annual pictograph event, which is a mural painting event that happens out in the courtyard. And then Juneteenth, we're going to have a jazz arts festival around town.
Oh, wow, that should be fun.
Yes.
Live music?
Yes.
Oh, wow, you get to see live music and art at the same time. A big deal, I'm sure.
Yes.
Now, we talked a little bit earlier how when you came to Las Cruces, you were surprised on how artsy the Las Cruces community is. Talk about that real quick.
Well, so I'm from Tucson, Arizona,
Right.
which is a pretty big community and has a lot of different personalities here and there. And so I was like, oh, Las Cruces, 100,000 people, you know, not a big deal. But yes, I've learned since I got here that there are many different art galleries around the city, a lot of people doing a lot of really interesting art, a really strong art program at NMSU, and several of our art instructors are graduates from NMSU. You know, so, and then even a high school, Alma de Arte, specifically focused on art here in Las Cruces.
Yeah, a high school specifically for kids that, you know, want to look into the fine arts and cultivate that and make that into a scholastic opportunity for them.
Another thing about art here in the local community is the local state initiative for the creatives industry. And so with partnership with public art and the library, the museum works to promote the creative industries also.
Now, you guys have a calendar of events on the website. Everything's kind of lined up right there so people could go on the website and see what's coming up, what you guys have lined up in the future.
Yeah, so we have interactive web calendar, but then also a PDF you can download that has all of the different events coming up listed for the quarter. That's January through March, and then we'll have a new one April through June.
Now, you know, you have people coming in here to check out the different displays and the different museums. What's your typical person that walks in the door?
So we get a lot of adult couples coming to see the art. But then when we do events, we get, a variety of people who, maybe are just coming because we're having, say, a Lunar New Year event, and then they come over and walk through the gallery. Or we're having, which was a couple weeks ago, Plutomania in the Museum of Nature and Science, and then they come over. Which is really great about how the museums on Main Street are connected. Yeah. So you can come for one specific thing, but then see it all.
Is there one display or one collection out there that you just would love to bring to this museum?
I think the collection, and this is one that we're looking into getting, is northern New Mexico, Puebloan, indigenous type of exhibits. Getting that type of art exhibited here would be interesting.
Yeah. Do you guys work with the NMSU museums at all? And
so
some collaboration efforts going on?
Absolutely. And when you interview at the Brannigan Cultural Center, you'll learn more about this. We have smaller galleries in there. So the NMSU Special Collections and Archives Department often puts together archival exhibits from their collections in our galleries at the Brannigan Cultural Center.
Okay. Now, I'm sure there's displays and stuff that you guys have when there's not, something coming in from outside. You guys have to store all that stuff, right? How crazy is that?
Oh, that's crazy. So the museum is a collecting museum,
right.
And so we do have a collection, and we have special storage for it off-site. And then, of course, professionals working on staff there to maintain the collection, make sure that it's safe and preserved.
Right. Climate controlled, right? You
Yes.
got there's all kinds of, and we can't tell anybody where the location is, right? That's always, I've learned that before, that's super secret. We can't tell anybody where. You can tell me though. Tell me, come on. No? Okay, all right.
It's in Las Cruces.
It's in. We can make it a game. You'll find where the warehouse. Is it a warehouse? Sort of. It could be. Is it in a tough shed in your backyard? No? Okay. All right.
But it is tough. I mean, it is difficult because the more we collect, the larger that storage facility needs to be. And so we are always wanting to expand so that we have better storage.
We are at the Museum of Art, City of Las Cruces. And again, Mina Stafford, the museum manager, is our guest. And I tell you what, it's just fun learning about new things, right?
So that is the reason I love museums.
Yes.
Is that you're always learning new things.
Right.
Whether it's a new style of art or a new artist and how they do their process, or even a new skill in art,
right.
or history. History is not really static. It's something you're always learning new about.
Right.
So absolutely, that is what I love about museums.
Yeah, education is probably one of the biggest components of being a part of a museum, and learning new things and seeing something that you might not have seen before. And I'll just tell you, just looking around, this collection is just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Something you won't see. It's just really cool.
So you're saying that you won't see anywhere else. Actually, David Lyman does not have plans to travel this exhibit. So really, it's in his house or here.
This is stuff that he would have in his house, and he's putting on display for the public, and you can come by and check it out. Only place you'll see it is right here at the Las Cruces Museum of Art.
Right.
Hey, thank you so much for being our guest.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. And again, give everybody the information and number they can call. Is there an email address if they have questions?
So if I could go quickly, it's we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and 9 o'clock on Saturday. It's always free at all 4 museums. And you can get information at lascruces.gov/museums or on social media, LC Museums. And email, I believe there's email addresses on the website, basic things like education@lascruces.gov or info@lascruces.gov. But also we check the comments on our social media regularly, so if that is the way you'd want to communicate, we can do that too.
All right, Mina, we have the final question, okay, that we always ask everybody at the end of the podcast. There's no right or wrong answers, okay? So don't feel you're being graded on this. But when you talk to somebody that hasn't been to Las Cruces before, they're not from here, they've never experienced our area, what do you tell them is your favorite thing about our area?
Ooh, that's interesting. So I like the variety of cultures.
It's definitely a mixture.
Like I said, I'm not an art major, but I did study cultural anthropology in college. And it's just really interesting, that there's obviously a dominant American culture, but then there's Hispanic, there's new immigrants, there's people who've been here for centuries, there's Native American, and then even the culture between New Mexico and Texas, there's like a shift when you step over the line. So it's just, and then also immigrants from other countries end up coming here, for the different farming or technological or aerospace industries that we have.
We're definitely a great mix here in the Las Cruces area for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being our guest. We really appreciate it. That's going to do it for another edition of Visit Las Cruces Live, the Real New Mexico podcast. Again, you can catch us on most podcast apps. Also, check us out at visitlascruces.com. I'm Ed Carnathan, your host. We'll see you next time right here on Visit Las Cruces Live, the Real New Mexico podcast.